up, sir.
All right. Video's on? Hello? Okay. All right, welcome to the Pryor Rec Board meeting. We'll get started. Call the meeting to order. Item number 2, approve minutes of the November 24th, 2020 special meeting. You should have those minutes in front of you, which were provided by the mayor.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
All right, motion made by Steve Riff,
I'll second.
second by Rebecca Kemp. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Item number 3, petitions from the audience. We have a big one tonight. No petitions from the audience. Item number 4, discuss possible recommended council action regarding a fee of $50 be assigned per month from Pryor Creek Rec Center to a personal trainer for the privilege of using Pryor Creek Rec Center for personal training clients.
Okay, so in the past, currently right now, we aren't charging a fee at all for any personal trainers that come in and use our facility to train their own clients. So they're coming in, their clients are paying them, they're getting the money. Sometimes the clients are members of ours, sometimes they aren't, and they'll pay a daily pass. But the rec isn't getting anything. And I remembered from being on the board that in the past that has been a source of revenue for us. So I looked into it, and in the past we've charged 20% for each training session that they held, which after talking to some of the personal trainers that we've used in the past, that became kind of a headache as far as having to check in every time they were training someone and making sure they're checking in, and it's just kind of a paperwork nightmare. So I called Claremore Rec Center to see what they do. They charge a flat fee of $100 a month. And so their personal trainer pays them $100 a month, and then they can train as many sessions as they want that month, and they don't have to track it. They just make sure dues are, paid, and that's it. So in talking to Mitch, he felt like $100 was probably a little steep. He does that to so that not just anyone can come in and train. And of course they have to be certified and all that. But after talking to the staff and mayor, and just kind of, my idea was maybe the $50 a month, which I thought was fair for them. They would just pay that to us, and then they could, like I said, they wouldn't have to track it. They could just kind of train as many. And a lot of them are training. We have one girl she's got several clients, so it's going to save her money to just pay the $50 versus paying the 20% every single time. So I think they'll be okay with it as well, but just wanted to present it to you all and see.
So it's $50 for that one trainer per month, but no matter how many clients they have.
Right.
Do they establish their own fees
Yes.
for their service?
Yes. And that's the other issue, is if I charge this personal trainer 20%, he's got his clients paying him $50 an hour. This one's only getting $20 an hour. So he's paying us more, you know what I mean? So it wasn't universal for everyone. And so we felt like the flat fee would make more sense so that there weren't any questions.
Are they actually registering with you guys? Are they actually saying we're personal trainers?
No.
So how is that going to work?
So we know who's training in the rec center, and so I just plan, if this is passed tonight, I plan on having conversations with them one-on-one and just let them know, what we're doing and why we're doing it. And I mean, it's always been a source of revenue for the rec center. So that's kind of our goal for this year, is to start exploring all those different ways that we can bring in money, and this is one of them. And so and then going forward, we'll just have to kind of keep our eyes open for what looks like a training session, and we'll post it, and we'll let everybody know that that's the new policy, and hopefully everyone lets us know when they come in.
So if you have a trainer that has paid the $50 and they have multiple people coming in, and some of them may not be members of so we're going to gain revenue by having them become members, whether they're a member for 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months.
Correct. Right, and that's why.
That's where we're gaining.
Right, that's where and that's why I thought $100 was too much. I mean, they are bringing people into the rec center, which we appreciate, but at the same time, they're using all of our equipment and, you know, we're cleaning and we're paying for people to keep, and so I think it's fair. I think it's a fair ask of them.
And so the trainers aren't necessarily, they're not employed by the rec center,
Right.
they're just using the facility.
Right, correct.
And this is the contract.
Yeah, so that's the next agenda item.
Oh, that's
Will be
next,
the
okay.
contract, yeah, so this one is just, regarding the fee, the monthly fee that we would start. And that would take place, starting February first, when the new software kicks in. We can build that into our software program, so it can just be added to their monthly membership if they choose to do it that way, so it'll be real easy.
Okay.
So in the I kind of read the contract. Okay, it does say that they'll provide the verification of
Yes,
certification.
that's actually number, 5.
Okay,
We'll go over that in just a
okay, thank you.
All right, I would, any further discussion on the $50? I'd entertain a motion, please.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Dick Holmes,
Second.
second by Jeremy Cantrell. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Item number 5, discuss possible recommended council action regarding a formal trainer agreement to be used by any trainer who is granted the privilege of using the Pryor Creek Rec Center for personal training clients.
Okay, so this is where you were talking about, Rebecca, where they would sign this, and it basically is saying that they have our approval to use our facility, but they would need to provide us with certification from a nationally recognized training program, which I believe they all have that, and that trainer and client must be a member of the rec center, and that they will pay the $50 trainer fee the first day of the month. So, we kept it just kind of simple and.
So, but just a little bit ago, we said that if they weren't a member, they could pay the daily pass, so you're,
Well, that's what we've been doing up until this point.
okay, but you want them to be members if they're coming.
Yes, we would like, just because if they're not a member, there's kind of a liability issue, and so it would be safer for us if they were a member, even if it's just for that month, that they do the monthly, and then we don't have a contract, so they don't
Sure.
have to sign up
Okay.
for 6 months. But,
Saves them money anyway,
Right.
probably.
I mean, it's cheaper, right? But that way, our liability insurance covers them
Okay.
while they're in
That
the
was
building.
my
Yeah.
That was my next question. Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve the agreement.
Okay, motion made by Mr. Cantrell,
Second.
second by Mr. Holmes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item 6 passes. Item number 7, Director's Report.
Wait a second,
That was 5.
yeah.
Oh, 5.
Okay.
I'm going to 6.
I'm trying to get out.
He's in a hurry, he's hungry.
Item number 6, discuss possible recommended council action regarding the contract between Green Country Swim Team and the Pryor Creek Recreation Center.
Okay, so this is one that I missed. Remember when I brought you the contract for Miss Jimmy's and, there was another one. Miss Jimmy's? We brought 2. I can't remember what the other one was. That we're using our facility. I can't remember.
Boys and Girls Club.
No, we're working on that one still. There were 2 little ones. I can't remember. But anyway, I missed the swim team. So this is a follow-up to that. So all we're doing is basically putting class times, Pryor Schools was the other one. There we go. We're just getting everything that has been agreed upon verbally down on paper so that we have something official. And so what this is saying, I met with Tina, and she's the coach for Green Country Swim Team. And this is basically saying that their practices will be Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 5:30 to 7. Swim lessons will be held before class begins. Now, for them, you'll see in this, Green Country Swim Club will pay 20% of each swimmer's monthly fee and lesson fee. So the way they've been doing it this whole time is if the swim team comes in at 5:30, but if they opt for private lessons from the coach, they come in earlier. But the problem is I can't charge Tina $50 a month because Tina's not getting that money. Green Country Swim Club is getting that money. So what we'll do is we'll just stay for the swimmer. Since it's not a personal trainer, it's a swim lesson, we're gonna stick with the agreement that they have, which is they'll pay 20% of each swimmer that is participating in the class, and then if there are any swim lessons that are personal, we'll get 20% of that as well. And Tina, and it also says in here that she'll provide me with a member roster monthly, so I'll know if there's swim lessons and how many, and we'll keep that the same, or keep that different, just because if she does any private lessons on her own and starts that, I told her to come contact me and we would set her up as more of a personal training. But right now, since Green Country's, it's all under Green Country, we decided to leave it the way it was. Does that make sense?
Any further discussion? May I have a motion, please?
I make a motion that we approve the contract.
Motion made by Mr. Cantrell,
Second.
second by Mr. Riff. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item number 6 passes. Item number 7, Director's Report.
Okay, facility repair and maintenance. Forgive me if I repeat myself on anything. I know I've given reports at city council and department head meetings, but I don't think I've told you guys all this information. So we hired Casca, if you'll remember, to paint the handrails and then around the TVs and up the stairs. So I don't know if you've noticed that, but that's all painted with a different kind of paint that should last longer than the last one that we used. We were able to repair the phone, and the elevator's not worked for a couple years, so we've not been able to get that inspection, which was starting to become an issue with the state. So we were able to get the phone line repaired in the elevator and get the inspection passed, and so we're good there. We were able to purchase a power washer that we're gonna use on the outside of the building, but Jerome was able to get, what do you call that, like a surface cleaner to attach the power washer. So we're gonna be able to go in, Kelly's gonna go in, the schedule that Jackie sets up, and especially on Monday mornings after all those birthday parties, and wash that deck around the pool, which will hopefully eliminate any issue with bugs and stuff that we've had in the past. We were also able to purchase some pool toys and some supplies in the pool that had kind of been wiped out, and so we were able to get that built back up that the kids are enjoying. And then we are also in the process of having a glass enclosure built for the front desk for check-in. Just that's something that we've had several members kind of concerned for Brittany and concerned for our girls up there. And so Duke, I don't know if you guys know Donald, he used to work with Frank. He's building that for us, and so it should be up this week, but if not, probably next
Be
week.
like a plexiglass.
Well, so he looked at plexiglass versus real glass, and the plexiglass was actually more expensive. And so this is real glass, but it will be able to be removed when we want it to be and relocated, or we can do whatever with it. But it was cheaper to actually get real glass, but it'll be cut out to where, we can still get papers and everything underneath, and it'll be heavy duty, so it won't go anywhere. That was my concern, but, so, anyway. Okay, I think that's all for repair and maintenance. Mayor is gonna give the finance report, and then Jackie is gonna give the aquatics report.
Hello, all.
Hello.
Hello.
You didn't have an opportunity to review this ahead of time. I just set it down in front of you. Marty, do you have a copy there?
I don't think so. Thank you.
If you look down at the bottom right-hand corner, it's page 48. And I'll start on that page. It should be the top one there. So that is the cash fund, the balance sheet, and you see the assets and the liabilities, the fund equity. If I was looking at this as Kemp, I would ask myself a question. How does this compare to maybe the same time last year? We're 6 months in. How does this compare to end of year last year? And the fund balance is fairly close, but the fund equity is down from what it was, and the reason why is because we've had some extra expenses over this year. And so with those reserves, that's how we have paid for some of those things. So the balance sheet, you see that. If you turn the page, this is the revenues. So this is as of December 31st. And you can see, sales tax at the top, the members and membership and accounts receivable at the bottom there. I try to track, in my mind, I try to track some of these numbers. Our sales tax is up this year from what it was last year. So the sales tax component coming into revenue is a little more mid-year than it was last year mid-year. We, as far as the memberships go, I'm not sure how our system is able to track. And so when I compare with this year, mid-year against last year, I don't see a very good consistency. And I think that is because of our operating system. It has not been reliable. Hence, we have decided to change that. So that's something that is in process. Turning to the next page, page 48. This is the rec center budget expenditure sheet. So expenditures in comparison to the budget. Some items of note there are overtime. We didn't do a very good job of budgeting our overtime, so we're way over budget there. And when we have need for the overtime, we do the overtime. And so we don't do that unless we have a need for it, but we did not anticipate that need.
In what ways would that be a need?
I'm sorry?
Oh, define that need.
Well, if you'll remember, Kim and Chelsea were on their own pretty much for the month of July, and they worked a lot. So a lot of that was
Okay.
where they were working overtime.
Correct. And so that overtime item has not really changed over the last few months, but that's the reason why that's there.
Okay.
So going down through there and going down to the bottom, you see that the percentage, after 50% of the year, our expenditures there are about 32.6, which is where our expenditures are under what we have budgeted compared to where we are in the year. When you look at the capital outlay equipment, that item right down at the bottom, 5410, there's $125,000 budgeted there. We've only spent year-to-date actual there about $4,100. So what we should do is we should spend money where we need to spend money, but we should also look at the guidelines of the budget and try to have an understanding about what those guidelines are and try to go with that. The computer tech support is going to continue to spend, and so you'll see those numbers going up in that line item 5046. Please, if you have questions, interrupt me. It's all right. Turning the page 49. You can see in the aquatic repair and maintenance, we made note of this last month, or the last time we had a meeting, November, item 5091, the repair and maintenance there, and that was for the pool. Repair and maintenance item. You can see the child watch, that we have good activity there. And then the fitness salaries, the fitness areas, we have good activity there as well. On the last page, the net revenues over expenditures for the month of December was $11,652.18. That's good. For the year, the net revenues over expenditures, we are in the red, $84,397.50. That was expected. It was expected with the budget because of the repair and maintenance items that we need to do. Y'all have any questions for me? Come on, fire away.
As Knights of the Round Table,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir.
One little question.
I see the question.
So you said computer tech support, so we're already at 69% on that after 6 months? And you said we would continue spending in that?
We
What-
will.
What are we
So
gonna
our new
continue?
operating system is going to overspend that item.
Okay, so our monthly fees on that,
I'm sorry?
our monthly, like, service fees on,
I'm not sure exactly what those monthly fees are, but there are monthly fees. Do you know?
Yeah, right now, there's monthly fees coming out for CSI, but we've also bought, we didn't have any computers. So
Right.
we've also bought computers, and so they are gonna prorate the new software, so we probably won't see that come out till May, I think is what we ended up. So it won't be the full 15,000, but it'll be prorated for, February to the end of our fiscal year.
okay.
That'll come out in about May, and then, but I think we purchased our last computers too, so that shouldn't,
And
it
it-
should just be the software.
And it's over budget because we really didn't budget for that new system.
Right,
That is true. So when we did the budget last March and April and May, that was not
And we
on
will
the radar.
save money, because this new software will be cheaper.
Yep.
right. I remember all that package, I just couldn't remember, okay. Thank you.
Jessica, is the locker rentals doing well? Looks like it.
Yeah, they are, we're actually looking into trying to purchase some new lockers, so I'm trying to, they're expensive.
Yes.
But I'm looking, I'm getting bids, and pricing on
In
that.
fact, at mid-year, our locker rentals are up from what they were
Yeah, that's
all
good.
of last year.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
of
you
it.
can't find one in there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Yeah. And you have more space actually to add a few more if you needed to, right beside the sauna. Oh, sure. Hey, listen, you would not believe how many people ask me in the mornings, when we get that sauna? When we're gonna get the, yeah, that's what I said, they're not. You could go to the home and garden show and buy them. We'll put one up there on the track for Terry when he's walking around up there, he can jump in it.
Are there any other questions?
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mayor.
Oh, I thought you said ma'am.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
In case
There.
y'all don't know, I'm Jackie.
Hi,
So I'm
Jackie.
your
Pleasure
new
to
aquatic
meet you,
person,
Jackie.
and I just got done with a swim lesson, so that's the wet hair. Don't beat me up too bad. So anyways, I just put together real quick in December, we opened up our pool parties again, and we hired lifeguards. So we hired on 7 lifeguards, we trained 6, we found one who already had a certification and is really awesome, so we brought her on. In January, we only have 6 with us. One of ours has dropped off, I don't know what happened. Maybe she'll come back in the summer, we'll see. Public parties in December, we had 6 of them, so that's awesome. Especially because we opened it up kind of late, last minute, so I'm glad that we got parties in anywhere. So far, from January 1 to January 13, we've had 3 public parties and 1 private, so yay, we love private parties. I know the community may not, because then they can't be in there, but we do, for the money. Future parties for January from the 14th through the 31st, I have 7 public parties booked as of today. They keep coming in, so that number's gonna change, but what I have right now, and then we have a private party already booked for Friday? The 14th, I think, is when it is. So, we have one at least this weekend, I think. And swim lessons, I had 4 kids in December, and this, as of right now, I just added on 2 more. I have 18 scheduled for next week, and I still have 5 to get scheduled, and I've got a few more waiting on phone calls to get back. So that's really starting to build. I'm actually going to give a few of those off to a couple of our lifeguards so that I can get my stuff done as well. But really excited because they're really picking up.
Nice.
Do you guys have any questions for me?
Yeah, are you set pretty much on lifeguards?
For right now, yes, we are. If I can maintain these 6 for the rec center, it'll be amazing because they're really good guards. They're timely, they communicate with myself, they communicate with others. If one of them can't come because with the world today, our teams are getting bumped from being on Friday to Saturday or Wednesday or whatever games, they're calling other ones, they're then calling back to me and saying, hey, so-and-so's gonna work for me this weekend.
Good.
Perfect. I couldn't ask for a better group, honestly.
That's awesome.
It is. We haven't had that in a while,
That's right.
so I'm happy. Hopefully we can keep them.
Are you guys happy with the repairs and the way everything did in the pool and the? No, yes.
I won't comment because I wasn't here when it all went down. So
Okay.
I will just, I feel that it could have been better, but it's okay. We'll make it all work. There's a beautiful pool in there. It's all clean.
Yep.
I'm excited.
Okay. Staying warm,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah, we've been able to maintain it. I mean, anytime that heater's gone down, we've been able to catch it pretty quick and I can get it started back up. 9 times out of 10, I think we've had to call Mountains once or twice for it since I've been on.
That's awesome.
Good.
So.
And your, water aerobics classes, what were the numbers like in there?
Huge.
Okay.
I was really shocked at Kim's class on Monday night probably was double what we've been doing. She had, I think, 12 people in there on Monday. I think there was at least 8 last night. I know our deep water's getting big, and our shallow, I mean, with us having to kind of still do social distancing,
Right.
we couldn't get too many more people in there, I don't think. So I'm
Have you
really,
had to turn anybody away yet?
No.
Because- okay.
no. Mm-mm.
Awesome.
Okay.
Great job.
Good job.
Well, thank you guys.
So, jumping into personnel report, Jackie has done a phenomenal job. I mean, she's come in and hit the ground running, and it's helped that she has the knowledge and experience from before. But even, you know, when we were shut down for Christmas Eve and Christmas, if something had gone on in that pool and no one was there for 2 days, it could have been a nightmare. So she came in and checked things while we were shut down just to make sure everything stayed. And she's doing a great job with the lifeguards, and she's got a great group, and so it's going really well. We aren't having any other personnel issues at this time. We did lose one of our girls at the front desk, but Jerome has found someone and to replace her in a different schedule, and so we're kind of filling in for Brittany's lunch, and we've made it work. So just like Monday, Brittany's sister got married, and you know, we all had a staff meeting on Friday and figured out a schedule to where the front desk was covered all day, and so the teamwork is there. And I said, it's sad it takes like 7 of us to do Brittany's job. and everybody wants to know where she is because
Yeah.
we don't do it as well as she does. But it's a great team, and I'm really proud of all of them. Miscellaneous report. So we had, just to kind of give you guys an idea on numbers, in December we had 50, I believe it was 59 new members in December. And as of this morning, I had Brittany check it, we've had 41 just for the 13 days in January. So, and that does not count anyone who was a member. These are brand new, so it doesn't count anyone who was a member before. I cannot get a report from CSI on maybe someone who came in and reactivated, because we've had several that were in contracts at other places who are back now, who came back at the first of the year. And I played around with it all day. I can't figure out how to track that yet. That issue will be solved with the new software. There's probably double or triple that of people who have come back in and reactivated their account just in the last 30 days. So numbers are good. It's busy. We're watching the COVID just to make sure. We've had to move one of our classes. It's the hip hop step aerobics class. We had to move it to the gym just because we have a max of 15, and I think she had 19 last Thursday. So they're in the gym and spread out. And we're keeping an eye on our water aerobics classes. They've not maxed out yet, but we're keeping an eye on it. So if it gets to where that's going to be an issue, we'll probably have to start doing sign-ups to make sure. But as of right now, so far, everything's under control with that. Let's see, Maintain, Don't Gain wrapped up. If you saw it on Facebook, you saw we ended up having 71 people out of the 122 that actually maintained. And they lost 196 pounds.
You
Like,
win.
that's,
Are you a winner?
Steve Riff is one of them, by the way.
I think that was rigged.
The best part of that week was seeing everybody, myself included, come in and not be under and like kill themselves, Jackie, for the next 3 days to get under. So, but anyways, we were really proud of everybody that participated. That was the best turnout we had for that competition, and so good numbers. We did start, the jump start kicked off, I guess, this week. It hasn't been as popular as we thought, so we tried it. It's okay, we'll try something different next year. It didn't really take, and that's okay. We started software training this month, last week, so we're doing that for about 3 hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And what we're doing right now is actually building the new software program. So we're going in, we're creating all of our different membership options, all the prices for those, all the discounts for those. You can imagine how much fun that is. But it's also really cool to see all the things we're going to be able to do when we get this done. We've got a lot to get done in the next 2 weeks, but they still say we can do it. They're great to work with. I'm working with a credit card processing company now. They're great to work with. So I think this is going to be a complete opposite of what we've been dealing with. And I think we will see an increase in revenue when we have. I'll give you one example. I had a business office manager come up to me this week, and she has 3 people on her account, and she was not billed in December or November. And we go in and we look in CSI, and it shows that she was billed, and her card is active, and everything is correct, but it did not come out of her account. And it shows it came out of her account. So how many people is that happening?
Right.
Or then we had another member who she just has her son coming in, and she got billed $168 this month. So it's just wacky, and then we can't fix it, which is super frustrating. So those are the kind of issues that we're going to see worked out, and I think we're gonna get a much better grasp of what we're really doing in sales and membership, and how many daily visits we're getting, and where they're going. Where they're going to be able to check in. They can even check in with a little key fob. It'll check them in, and they'll be able to pull up what class they're going to, if they're going to the weight room or the pool or the walking track. And so we're going to have a really good idea on who's in the building and how many, and so we can start focusing our marketing efforts where they need to be. So we're
I
excited.
might say that on that revenue page of the finance report that I handed to you, we're not able to get those revenues recorded.
Mm-hmm.
They're not able to be recorded, and it's like they're lost.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's like they're lost.
They call it they're ghost, because you just.
So once that gets up and running, and it runs a few months, we'll see a whole lot more consistency about that showing on that revenue page.
Yeah. So, and it's gonna be kind of a headache for our members and for our front desk people as well, but it's gonna be so worth it. So I'm gonna make sure I'm working today on what's called a poster, but basically it'll just be something that we can post on Facebook and hang up just, asking everybody to be patient, and here's all the cool things that are coming, and just kind of give us a few weeks, and we should be good to go. Because what the problem is, we don't want to transfer all of that wrong data from one to the other. So we're basically going to have to probably rebuild with brand new. So we started today. If you check in the morning, Brittany may confirm your email and your, address and your phone number and all that, so that we can start building that spreadsheet now, so that we can upload that to the new software and not anything out of CSI. Just because there's so much of it that is not accurate at all. I don't know if I told you guys that did I tell you we received the OD Mayor grant? I don't think we had gotten it by the time.
You applied for it, but
We applied for it, so we did receive it. We got the check. It's in the grant and donation account. Eva helped me get it in there. And so what that will be for 2 really big garden beds out back. And so I've already met with Rose. We're just gonna let that sit in the account for a couple months so it gets a little bit warmer, and then Rose and I will meet, and we'll meet with Ariana at Hope and her contact to get those beds built. And then Hope is also gonna help us with the farmer's market aspect of it. And so anyway, it'll kind of be a team effort, but we'll start planting whenever they say we should, spring, and then of course we'll grow, and then we'll sell, and so hopefully that's exciting for everybody.
nice.
Let's see. Okay, the last couple of things. Oh, and we're working on, as far as the design out back, it is with the designing company. They are working on it. We're in the process now of getting a survey done. So as soon as we can get that survey done, then Katie can continue building that plan. So as soon as we have that, we'll get it to you.
I'm sure that'll be done before the end of the month.
Yeah, okay. A couple of things that I needed to just kind of get your input on before, because they will be big purchases, and just make sure you all are in agreement that it's something that we need to do. The sign out front does not work. I've tried, I had them come, I had Justin with Fuller Sign, I had Chris Calvert's team come and look at it. Basically, Justin at, not Fuller, Premier, he got it. If you drive by, you can see all the lights in it. I mean, it's all on, but it's the same message that's been up for a year or longer maybe. So there's no way to communicate from inside the building. The computer that managed the sign is shot. It fried itself, and there's no way for us to communicate with the sign anymore, which is, I know, crazy. So I had Justin kind of give me a couple of different quotes to change the current sign that we have now and make it LED and give us a new, I mean, I'll be able to probably do it from my phone. It'll be really cool. But the cheapest one is $39,000. The other one is $46,000. So we're talking a lot of money. So I just kind of wanted your input on, do you think I should look into maybe just a whole different sign? Do you think we can do something cheaper? Or should we try to continue with this and me get some other quotes from other companies? Do you think it's necessary to have it out there? Do you want to see it go altogether? I mean, I just need to know what you think.
And they can't connect the
There's no
offices
way.
with that anymore.
We've tried, and Chris and them tried, and they can't. They tried to pull off that old computer to get something, and we're not able to at all.
And the time's always wrong, too.
It's so frustrating every time I drive by.
The issue with the time is that it was set from the computer, and the computer's fried, and the sign's so obsolete that there's no software for it.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's very important.
I do too.
The
Yeah.
money is just unbelievable, but I think it's very important.
Yeah.
Jessica, what would be the potential lead time for a new sign going up and getting it operational? Do you know?
I don't know. I could ask Justin that. I mean, he's sent me all of this, and he's followed up a couple times, and he's ready to go. So I would think he would probably jump on it as soon as possible. All he would do is basically change the screen out to an LED screen, and that's the difference in the two quotes. Is one is a better, clearer picture, maybe.
Yeah, how big is the screen?
Let's see if there's a size on here. I could have to get that to you. This description just says a 10 mm LED sign option. But I don't see any dimension. Oh, viewing area, 48 by 120.
And the quotes are from here in Pryor?
Yes. So I would have to get, one is 10 and one is 16, both full color. But it's a 48 by 120. Is the,
4 feet, 10 feet.
So the 39,000 and the 46,000 were for the totally new sign?
that would be keeping what we have and just replacing that with a LED screen.
Okay.
And with the communication would be a 4G wireless,
Computer and everything.
yeah.
Right. But the sign would
Warranty.
essentially stay the same, they would just fix it. I mean, just redo this part that's broken.
Yes, but it would be,
Both sides.
yeah, both sides, and it would be more, like right now, it's like
Like
it's
the
just a
dot.
different, this
Yeah.
is like
Like a more,
a TV
yeah.
updated.
Yeah, yeah.
So what we have is unfixable.
It's not fixable. I mean, we cannot fix it. We've tried. And I even spent, I spent $100 and something just for him to go in and at least replace the bulbs, so it didn't look as bad as it did. So it's at least, you can read it, but it's outdated, of course.
That's an item that would expend out of that capital outlay equipment.
Right. Which we do have in the budget.
That
Is
was
he
gonna
the
be my
only bid
question
that
when
we-
you
No,
got
if
that
you
one,
guys think it's
25.
a necessity, then I will go get
Other bids,
comparable bids. I'll get at least 3.
I would say at least do that
Sure.
before we.
For sure.
Say,
Yeah.
We've looked into some of this at our location in Locust Grove, and we've got a sign similar to that, and had the same thing, and, I'm wanting to say that the quotes that we got on were somewhere around 25 to
Okay.
somewhere in there.
Okay.
to do the same thing that you're talking about, so I'm just thinking that it would pay to look.
No, for sure. I just wanted to see if you all thought it was something you thought necessary, because it is a lot of money. But if you think it's a necessity, I do. It's on a very high-traffic street.
Gotta have it.
I mean, you gotta have it. I
agree
feel
with-
like that
I
too.
agree with
It's a
you, too. I
huge
think we
marketing
need to have
tool.
it. I just think we can be a little bit frugal,
Yeah,
or a little bit more stewards of our money and make sure that we,
absolutely. So my plan will be the next board meeting in February. I'll bring you those bids, in comparison, same numbers as, so it'll be comparable to what Justin has bid.
are you
Anybody
guys in
knows?
agreement, all of you in agreement that we need to fix it?
Or go old school with the pole.
I may call you and ask you.
Call it retro.
The time is. With the suction.
Okay, so that was the first question I had. The second question, I wanted to see if you wanted me to pursue it, and I haven't even started on it. But we've had several people, especially in the winter with the snow and the cold rain, mention, and I know it's been talked about before when I was on the board, an awning out front that would go so that you could drop somebody off and they would have covered walk up to the building.
Because you get rained on until the minute you walk in the door into the
Yes.
vestibule.
Yes, and so especially the older ones who get dropped off, I mean, they've still got to go that far in the rain or the icy weather, and so it will not be cheap. We talked about we'll want it done right and get Steve
There's
Powell
nothing
involved.
cheap
And
anymore.
I know, but if you think it's a need, if you think it's something then I will
I think
pursue
it would
it.
be nice. I mean,
Oh,
something-
absolutely.
it's a
I
great
tried
idea.
this and
I
had
wish
the
all the
money.
schools had them.
Yeah.
I think it's a great.
Well, that's the other thing. Boys and girls comes and they have to stand outside in the rain to check in
Great idea.
because
Yeah.
of COVID. They can't come in until they get there. So, okay, well then
So I
I'll
just
work
wanna
on that.
ask the question again. This would come out of the 125 in the capital outlay set aside for the rec center.
Yes, it would be, it could come out of the capital outlay, part of the budget. That's called equipment, and that has kind of a broad definition.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, just the last thing I had real quickly, because I cannot make this decision on my own. The gym. Okay, the gym is a very busy place right now, especially in the evening, the basketball gym. Lots of people playing basketball. A lot of them are members. If not, they're at least coming in and paying to go and pick up games, and it's packed. We still get calls daily about youth teams wanting to rent the gym because there's no place in town for them to practice. So, I mean, it would be $25 every time they rented it, but it would require us, taking off, closing half of the gym and putting our members and those paying people on the one half and then letting them have the back half. So the pros, it would bring in money. My issues that I see with the COVID and everything that's going on, you're gonna have multiple teams want this and want to get in on the schedule. And so you're gonna be bringing in players, you're gonna be bringing in parents, you're gonna be bringing in coaches and extra people that aren't already in there. And then you're gonna be, for our paying members, you're gonna be cutting their space in half. So I'm real torn on which way to go on that. So I told them I would talk to you all and get your thoughts on.
Build another gym.
So,
We need another gym so bad. Can we take that out of capital outlay?
Yeah.
now let me ask you a question again. This would come out of the
Why not?
So let me ask you, one of my questions was, and this will lead into this, is the occupancy that we have established right now was, I can't remember what it was it
Well, we're at 80 in any certain
80?
area.
So,
And we're not exceeding that in the gym yet.
not exceeding that, but however, if you have teams that come in at 5 o'clock and start practicing, very possibly with everything going, you might reach that threshold.
It'll actually probably, because there will be less people on the one half of the gym that they've reserved. But you're also gonna take all those people that are normally in a full court gym and squeeze them into half.
Yeah.
And I know just like on this Thursday night, us moving the hip hop class in there, that's an issue because then, you know, you're squeezing all those people on one side, which makes it harder on them too. And then my other concern is, I mean, if we're getting calls, I mean, we could have 20, 25 teams one in there.
I would say, my opinion is keep it the way it is. That may be hard-hearted, but you start moving into other areas that are problems, just like you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, and you might pick up $25 here and there, and then, you know, is there a chance that you possibly lose a few members because of it as
That's
well?
right.
That's what we're
Where's the
kind
trade-off?
of worried about.
Well, and then you can probably evaluate it a little bit. I mean, I'd say don't jump into anything now, but you can evaluate it a little bit on Thursday nights anyway. If you've already got that hip hop class coming in there, kind of if you hear grumbling, you know,
See,
yeah, just kind of see how it goes before, I mean, don't commit, of course, to anything.
Yeah.
Just see how it goes, and if, you know, you'll
So-
get a feel. I think you'll know quickly.
Yeah.
How many weeks are you talking about? This could be a really short term.
They're wanting to practice, the team that called Monday, I mean, they're looking at needing to practice through February, I mean, so January and February.
So 2 months.
And they're needing at least 2 nights a week for an hour. And so, and you know, we've got Miss Jimmy in there on Tuesday afternoon, so Tuesday's out. Now you've got hip hop on Thursdays out, so I'm gonna have to squeeze all these people on Monday, Wednesday, and maybe a Friday, but we close early on Friday.
Well, and right now it's kind of a bad time with COVID too, as far as there's a lot of it going around. And it's like, they're doing all they can to kind of keep everybody apart, so.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement with everyone else. I think we're probably biting off a little bit more than we can chew right now with the circumstances being, this is just my opinion, being where we are, COVID is spiking right now. The last thing we want to do is bring in a lot of people and all of a sudden we start getting cases and we have to shut the whole thing down
Yeah.
again. And is that worth $25?
Right.
Not at the moment.
And I'd say, you know, it'd be something that maybe in the future we could revisit.
Absolutely,
And let
yeah.
them know that, like,
Right.
hey, you know, not right now, but, you know, maybe next season we'll revisit that, but I'm kind of with you guys, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Do the schools not let them practice on their gym anymore? They used to be able
Schools,
to go to the
churches,
old junior
there's-
high.
It's too much of a liability.
Yeah, there's nowhere in Pryor right now
Gosh, that's
that they can, it is, it's sad. I mean, because my niece isn't playing basketball because they don't have any place to practice. So I get it. I mean, I hate it, but it's a lot of teams looking for practice space. So I don't know.
The bad
if we
thing
can
about it, if you
accommodate all
picked
of
and
them.
choose and said, okay, yeah, I'll do
Right.
this and this, and then you got all the other ones on the sidelines going, well, how come I can't?
Right.
So that's another can of worms right
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Because I
A lot of
thought,
spectators along
Yeah.
with it.
Right.
Well, and you could limit and say, I guess, kids only and no parents.
You know, one of the things I do, you know, I'm a pilot, one of the things I do is, I evaluate when I fly based on the weather, and we do have some outdoor courts. And perhaps we can spruce up our outdoor courts at the, at Whitaker Park
For them.
or wherever to, you know, perhaps make that available.
Okay, we'll just kind of keep it the way it is. And like I've shared with them, I mean, with numbers spiking, I don't feel now's the time to open that up anyway.
I think you have really, really good momentum going right now. And things are just, you're taking it step by step and you're evaluating the situation and everything looks good and you're making changes where it's responsible to do so. But to add that is just, not to mention, like I said, the chaos it's gonna cause for you guys. They're trying to cram them in there and monitor it and police it and everything else.
Right.
I, for one, feel bad that they don't have a place, but listen, we're in a pandemic and it is what it is. All of us are in a situation no matter what, so. But to Ms. Gray's point, you can just reevaluate it as we
Okay.
continue to go forward. You know, I said on other boards, and we're canceling stuff right now, not having live conferences right now, because the uncertainty of it is still, so we're pushing everything to past the summer. Let's see what happens after the summer.
Yeah. Well, and there are calls not just for practice, but to rent the space for birthday party or, you know, different things like that. So, I mean, it's
But I
not
think
just
that would be,
basketball we're
that would be
saying.
different, though, because if you're just renting it for a birthday party,
Yeah, but if it's in the evening when it's super busy in
yeah,
there,
it's a timing thing.
yeah, it's a timing thing too with our members. So, yeah, I just think,
I think we all want the revenue, but at what expense?
right,
You know?
right.
And so, that momentum we have going right now, I think is really, really good, and we don't wanna.
Okay, we'll just
do
reevaluate.
that, but-
I mean, and I think that's good to keep an eye on and, you know, and you let people know, hey, I'm not saying no forever, but, and then think about, I mean, the rec center's for the community, so what does the community need? Some place for kids to have birthday parties, it needs some place for kids to play ball, you know, so like in the future, when we start thinking about building and what are we gonna build, there's nowhere to have a birthday party in
Yeah,
town.
it's true.
You know, that kind of stuff, other than the pool,
Yeah.
which is
that's true.
great. And,
Right.
I mean, obviously they're using it, you know, so anyway, that are just things to think in the way future.
Yeah, I agree.
But-
Agree.
I appreciate all of your candor in this, because I appreciate you bringing it to us, because it opens up good dialogue, and then you get a feel for where we stand,
Right.
even though we're just giving you our opinion.
No, I appreciate it.
But I do have another question.
Okay.
So the system that you said that will be put in will have key fobs,
Yes.
right?
Yes, that'll be an
So I
option.
think that's gonna be, because in the mornings when we go in, and Terry can contest to this too, is there's a line of people out front, and then Brittany just gets overwhelmed.
Yes.
She's trying to look around to see who it all is, and you know, and
Yes.
I always make it a point to stop, did you get me? Did you get me?
Yes.
And then now she's having to ask for emails and update their profile, so it's gonna be even more of a, which I know that she can handle it, she's a beast, but,
Yes.
but it would be cool if, to your point, if they had a key fob, then you would know who's in the building at any given time, you wouldn't have missed anyone.
Right.
And you could set it up where they can't enter until they actually key fob.
So the way we're thinking right now, Chris Callert's gonna come on Friday and get the two new computers for up front. Those are our last two that we needed to replace. And so one side, Brittany will be able to continue to manually check people in, but then on the other side, we will have a bar scanner facing out, so that as you come by, and here's the other cool thing about it, there's a web track component to this software too, so you all will have access to your account on your phone. So you'll have a barcode on your phone that you can either walk up and scan your phone, or you can walk up and scan your key fob, and that you can also set up your credit card information in there, you can pay online, you can pay for parties online, so it's gonna be real user-friendly for our members to be able to have that. But what'll happen is when you come in and you go up there and you scan it, it's either gonna give like a ding and Brittany knows you're good, or it's gonna give a, oh, I mean, you're gonna know that.
Rejected.
We haven't decided on, we thought about dun dun dun.
You have
We
been,
haven't decided on what we want.
declined.
Or sirens.
They check.
But Brittany will probably, it won't be that dramatic. But Brittany will know they're good, or uh-oh, I need to see who needs to pay. And then she can kind of say something to him, hang on just a second. And so, but as long as that's dinging, you guys can go through and it should work out really well. So at Claremore, it's really neat because they have the turn thing and they can't get in unless they stick the key fob on there. Turnstile. But we're not there yet, so. But it'll be a neat feature. It should speed things up at the front, so.
No. That turn thing, I said, it's probably gonna be $95,700.
I like the way our front is.
We don't have anything left in the capital outlay.
It
Claremore,
doesn't
I'm just like,
feel-
I don't like all that. I like the way, you know.
I
where
agree.
We are, but.
I agree. And we don't really have an issue right now with people sneaking in or.
Pretty good at chasing people.
Yeah.
And you know who's, I mean, you
Yeah,
guys know
you get
everybody.
yeah, so.
Well, in the mornings, I'm just gonna be the last one to come in, and when they walk by, I'm say, did you check in? Did you check in? Brittany needs you.
So, okay, any other questions? Or-
Great report, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, item number 8, unforeseeable business. None, all right. Item number 9, adjourn. I have a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to adjourn.
Motion made by Mr. Riff, second.
Right here.
Second motion made by Mr. Holmes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you guys very much.
Good, thank you.
We'll be back to the first Monday in January, I think,
February.
February.
How are you, Marty?
I'm good, how are you guys?
Good. Yeah, we had the COVID and
Oh, really?
we're all over it now. How's your parents?
They're good, they haven't,
Yeah, you can't
they haven't had
find,
anything yet,
Good,
I'm hoping it
Find
stays that way.
How you doing, man?
Doing good. Feeling better?
And good luck, 'cause,
swear out there and say, well,
Huh, I don't, but I can go run you one right quick.
and then all of a sudden it starts raining.
I already got mine.